What's up, losers on the internet nerd house?
Oh man, what a punch in the dick today is, guys. This is a real squeaker for me. I really thought that I was gonna be celebrating here with you, but instead, I got absolutely humiliated by the worst person to get humiliated by in the world, not named Andrew Guy.
That geriatric asshole wearing a cowboy hat. I was so angry I can't even say my sentences. Look, man, I'm still proud of you.
Congratulations, Rocha, because after Andrew continues to mow down members of the Five Horsemen, he's gonna crush you.
Ben just rolled over today to take a loss so that I could actually embarrass you in front of everyone on a bigger stage, something that's been coming for 30 years.
We can call it a tactical business move, guys. I made moves to have the match end a certain way. Man, we'll call it that.
Look, we'll just say this. If you go look at betting odds for Schmodown, I guarantee you the boss's company walked away with a W today. So take that for what you will.
Yeah, one of my 25 companies. So here's the deal, guys. We're gonna give you some inside info, some scoop, some real shooting from the hip right now about what happened in that match. If you stay tuned with us here, the Team Action Secret Headquarters. And coming up, we have a huge opportunity in a drunk watch-along. That means Drew and I are gonna get wasted, probably with my manager Bobby Gucci, and watch Mission Impossible 3. $10 gets you a ticket. We hope to see you guys there. You ready?
I'm ready.
Makes my throat hurt to talk that way.
It's so hard to do for more than a minute and a half.
I feel like I'm getting a cold because he did that.
And then I think about people that have to talk that way for like a whole movie. They decide to make a character choice.
Can you imagine like the singer of Under Oath or any of those screamo bands, how they feel? Yeah.
They have to do warm-ups and it's like
They do. But
extensive
they can
exercise.
do it.
Yeah.
They can sustain it.
Yeah, we can.
It's a style of singing.
That's how you know we're actually such great people.
So guys, we're here. It's the Team Action Secret Headquarters. There's a lot of stuff happening here. We've got obviously this reaction to my loss against John Stephen Rocha. We've got the reaction that'll be coming up because his match against Riley, you guys will see, I guess, a couple days from now.
Yeah.
So then we have to break down all the bullshit that's going to happen in that match.
Yeah, we played Tuesday, and then this is Sunday, I believe, and then so. Look, man, you guys have come to know and love this series as the Team Action breaks down the schmo. We don't have a name for it. What we do is we sit and we talk about what happens in the match, whether we win or we lose or something controversial happens. And today is a day that, let's dive deep, man. I wasn't there. It's not a preference of either of us to not be there for each other's matches.
Our schedules have gotten to be such recently that it's been very difficult to be there at these matches or we constantly seem to have to move things around. So it's hard to get us in the building the same day these days.
Yeah, and so this is a great thing because now I get to actually come through and ask him the questions that I would have known the answers to had I been watching. So the first one is like, I know you were so hyped for this match.
It's like, even hearing you say it, like my stomach drops in this way, and it's like retelling a traumatic experience in your life. As you start to tell it, you get sort of more choked up or emotional.
Yeah, you're like...
it just feels like I had put so much heart and energy into this match, and I wanted to win it. I wanted to win this match more than I've ever wanted to win a Schmodown match. And that, what's weird is it's even more than Above the Line, even more than Clark and Rachel,
right.
Even more than our first match or my first singles match. There's something about Rocha and everything that I've been through against that guy and just what it would represent for me. I prepared for this match.
He likes to claim ownership over us, which is why it feels like we have to beat him.
It's like shutting him up.
It's like no, man, you didn't create us. We are our own entity and we're going to surpass you. So it's like whenever we lose to top 10 or like Ben losing to Rocha, it just feels like a step backwards for evil.
He's also become mortal recently. He's played a lot of matches, he's lost a lot, and he's won a lot. So when you play him now, when I play him, I feel like I'm as good or better. I can win this.
Yeah.
So losing in such a close fashion, especially in a match that he played so badly that he got three of 8 in round one was just it was just rough, man. I mean that's how I feel. It really hit me hard. The top comment when the video posted today was such a supportive comment, like, "Hey Ben, I can see this loss hit you really hard. You're a great competitor. Keep it up. You bring so much entertainment to the league." And it was it did hit me hard, man. I was numb for a day after this. It just I don't know. You believe you're gonna win and you don't. So
yeah, I mean it's one of those situations where you feel like you've done so much preparation. Like you and I talked a lot about your study regimen. I don't know how much you actually want to let the people know. I mean, this is the Army, so we can be a little bit more forthcoming.
Oh, guys, I learned like stats and facts about like 140 westerns. I watched every Pixar movie in an 11-day period. I learned every composer, year,
legitimately,
release, director.
like we would be hanging out, like filming something, which was always so hard for us to do anyway for the last month. And he'd be like, "All right, I gotta watch Good Dinosaur, and then Inside Out, and then Up after this." And I'd be like,
Cars 2.
Yeah,
like, I
watched
watched them all.
3 Pixar movies after it's 9 o'clock right now.
You know, like I put in time. I really committed to this. I believed that if I approached it the right way, I would be able to ace it. And there were, misses, but more than anything, the match just didn't go in my favor. I mean, what else can I say about it aside from I wish that it had and it didn't.
So, you use this word approach. It's a thing that we talk about a lot coming into the league. And it's a thing that athletes do a lot coming into games, like especially big games. Like, what's your approach coming into the finals? Like, how do you keep your nerves at bay? Blah blah blah. So, like, are you gonna change your approach now? Like, do you think that you maybe overcommitted, or do you think that like maybe you invested like too much emotion, or like what? Like, or are you gonna just do the same thing?
A little bit more of a don't give a fuck attitude, I think. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, I lost that match. I've got other matches coming up, so I have to prepare and like get re-excited, and that's just what happens. You have to. Not every great athlete wins every important game.
Okay.
It's just not what happens. Obviously, there's a part of this that I wish that I was winning in singles. The fact that you beat Merle and you've got this Riley match coming up, you're playing champions, is like kind of tough. But I mean, that's life. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna be a champion someday in singles. I know I will.
Yeah, 100% you will. And I think, I mean, we've said this, and now it's just hilarious because of the way these last few matches have gone. But like, I don't think it's any secret to anyone in the Army that you are the stronger of the two of us in trivia knowledge. It's not even close. Like, you'd think, right, with the way that things have gone lately. Because here's the thing, is if you asked us 5 questions in every single category in the Schmodown, there might be categories that I beat Ben in, but there's categories that Ben will just have all 5 answers and I will have 0, like Oscars, unless it's like, something from the last 20 years. So it's just kind of crazy. I do think that whole don't giving a fuck attitude helped me in Merle. It was the first time I'd ever drank before a match. I had like a shot, right? Like maybe 20 minutes before, and then I had a drink with me on stage.
Yeah.
And I had this weird revelation when I was sitting there of like, when a question would get asked that I didn't know the answer to, during that above the line match, I was like, fuck, how do I get there? How do I not know this? This is crazy, I don't know this. Whereas like with Merle, it was like, it was like a boss approach.
Yeah, right.
It was like, it really was a legitimate like, okay. I bet you I can get. Let's talk through this really quickly. Okay, so this came out in 2002, right? So what was going on? It was like
right.
And I think that maybe just a little bit of the drink just shut my brain up a little bit.
Yeah, the nerves.
Yeah, I don't know. But
luckily, I didn't make any mistakes in the match against Rocha that could have been avoided. Like the only one was the Apes Together Strong versus Apes Strong Together, and even that was just like maybe I could have bought myself the right answer if I had used the JTE and really thought about it, but like I didn't answer incorrectly on questions that I clearly knew the answer to.
Or like make straight up like I should have went to multiple choice in this instance. Like exactly. You played the game the way that you should have.
I played a tight game.
So when did you so obviously round 1 happens and it's a shitty weird round 1, but you obviously still feel like you have the edge because you're like, wow, John's having a rough day.
Well, there's kind of a weird thing that happened in this match, and I on the rundown I talked about it a little bit, and I'll be brief. So basically, John and I knew this match was coming for a long time. The night before the match, I texted him, I think it's really brave what you're doing tomorrow. I was trying to get him to like react and get heated. I was telling him like, you're going up to the firing squad, and he didn't respond. I saw him at the studio. He was like, I was like, you didn't respond to my text. And he's like, oh, really? I didn't? Of course he knew, and so
it's because, yep.
We go out there, and you guys who watch the match, there's the moment where John brings the secret weapon box. Alex brings it out to the set. I think it's what it said, or top secret. Right. It said top secret. I think that's what it said. But whatever. And he opens it and he puts on the blindfold and he has his commemorative moment for Christian Harloff, for Commissioner of the League, and his recent family loss, which everybody in the room and everybody around us has been incredibly aware of. It's a horrible tragedy and like so unexpected. So. He dedicated the match to Christian, because he said this is the blindfold that I wore when I beat Christian Harloff. And so it was a weird moment because I had the notion at one point that maybe I wanted to dedicate or say something.
Acknowledge.
100%.
Yeah.
Because Christian's a great friend, and obviously he's done so much for us, for me personally. I'm such a fan of what he's created with this, and I really wanted to show my support. But I thought about it, and I was like, I think that's probably better served in something personally to Christian. That's
right.
So I did.
Because it is only about Christian.
Yeah, right. And also there's a level of of showmanship that we have in the Schmodown that I feel sometimes the hardest moments are when that showmanship crosses into real life.
It's when it crosses into personal.
Yeah.
It's in real life, and like there's a reason why we don't take shot at each other's girlfriends or
Yes.
wives and husbands and things like that. Yeah.
And we've seen it happen on Twitter where like some people so it took me by surprise because of the fact that he hadn't told me that he was going to do it.
Right.
I was giving him crap about the blindfold, and I was saying, like I'm making Jane Fonda jokes, and then he said it, and it's kind of like that thing where you're like, wow,
How am I supposed to joke about this?
I have to shut up and just play the match now because like that's not something I'm going to get anywhere near. And so we play the match, and afterwards,
fast forward about an hour later.
Yeah, afterwards, when we were over at Barney's having a drink after the match, I said, "Hey, it was a little weird that you didn't let me know you were going to do that. I think that the way that happened, I wish I had been prepared for it. It's real life, and I don't think it exactly plays to our strengths to do stuff like that." And he said, "Oh, really? But this is not exactly how it happened, because the first thing he asked me before I engaged in that conversation was, did that mess with you? Did that get in your head?"
That's what John said.
He asked me that.
That's the first thing he says to you when you see him at Barney's is that.
The subject was brought up of the blindfold. Somebody said it to him, or I said it to him, and he asked me, did that mess with you? Did that get in your head? And that's when I said to him, well, it was a little weird you didn't say something, because
it's not like X-Pac before a match calling. It's like a wrestler that you looked at as a kid.
It's also one of those things.
Personal.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things too, where you're like, okay, it was a really nice tribute.
Yeah,
he did a good job with it. He didn't like take a shot at me or do something. It was totally like.
But the fact that there was like other motives bothers me personally.
I don't even know if he was aware of the fact that it was that much. He might have been like, I'm going to do this because I think this is a really great thing to do, and maybe it'll mess with him.
Or maybe it's like, I'm going to do this, and then maybe he saw that it might have messed with you or something.
I don't really know. But it was a weird moment, and I addressed it with him, and obviously, like, this is so much less of an important thing than what's going on in Christian's personal life. So, like, it's all going to just be part of the past, and like, what's important here is showing support to the commissioner and our friend. But because it's you guys, because it's the Action Army, and like you are the supporters of this, I wanted to tell the story so you guys kind of knew that there was that weird thing. Because I saw it in my face in the match, and I've had a couple people who were there kind of be like, oh, that's interesting. And so that's like the one sort of piece of, I don't even know what to call it, controversy, but a weird thing that happened in the match.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird when gamesmanship and real life cross over in something. It kind of takes something that's very fun and kind of pure, and it kind of puts a little bit of a context on it. Again, maybe John, that wasn't his intention, but just kind of a weird and interesting moment. So that was kind of how it set off your day.
That started the match. So then we go into round one, and luckily we both just played the game. Like, I wasn't in my head, I wasn't feeling behind the 8 ball or anything like that. So we just played our best game, and unfortunately for both of us,
your best game was
4-3. It was a horrible first round.
Yeah, and like, so obviously you were like, what the hell? That's not how you play. Like, you at minimum usually get 6. Honestly, on a bad day you get 5.
I haven't had a bad round
when we're watching.
Wow. Yeah, so that definitely threw me off, and he spins. He goes and spins the wheel, and he gets Denzel Washington, and he did pretty well with it. I think he might have gotten 5 out of 8 points. And I missed the Book of Eli Steele, but I've never seen that movie, so I wasn't going to.
Yeah, you asked me that question, I forgot to.
And it goes to me, and I spin Oscars, which is funny because it's now the 3rd time I've spun Oscars in 5 singles matches.
You got the McQueenie spin.
Yeah.
Magic touch.
I've hit it 3 times, and I've also had a couple, round 3 Oscars questions, and I've missed 1 question in the last 12. So it's one of those things where it's like, I guess I'll just keep rolling that because...
Yeah, why not?
And so I feel pretty good going into round 3. I can see it. I can even see it on John's face. I can see that he thinks he's going to lose.
Yeah.
He told me as much. Going into the match, he thought he was going to lose.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's because like John has kind of come to show that like he's a great competitor. Obviously, he has incredible movie knowledge, but like, you know, for instance, that Jane Fonda moment was a weird moment. It's almost like when you watch Shaq go to the new team, you watch Jordan go to the Wizards and kind of make a shot, and you're like,
huh,
what? Huh.
Yeah, right.
You know, and so it's like, again, it's not that John's not a great competitor, but like
comparing Rocha to Jordan on the Wizards is tremendous.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
it's wonderful.
It's gonna be a great thing for him. We're gonna clip that and just send it to him. But you know, the thing that I want to talk about is like in the MTS, we've had this crazy controversy happen over the last few months where it's about vetting questions in varying levels of difficulty for the same point value question, whether it's the accused and walk the line or whether it's something like this.
Yep.
Your 5-point question I want to talk to you about, because like this is another one of those situations where it's you can answer a question by looking at the box of one movie and you can't by the other. You have to watch the film. So
to clarify for anybody who's wondering how it works, basically there's a file of questions that are written by 2 writers, right? But you have in a given match, you know, whatever it ends up being, 30 plus questions.
It's a lot of questions every day.
3 or 4 matches shot a week. You know, you're looking at 100 to 200 questions a week being filmed. And you have to have 5 deep in every category that pertain to both round 1, round 2, and round 3 at differing levels. And
then you have to make sure that those 5 points coincide with, or those 5 questions coincide with the other 5 questions, and they're all exactly the same level of difficulty.
Exactly. Like, so you pick your numbers in round 3, and who's to say that your 5 and their 5 will both be like it's incredibly difficult to match, and I get that. But it doesn't change the fact
that when it happens, it sucks.
I lose the match on a 5-pointer that would have required me to have watched that movie at least semi-recently or have had a conversation about that plot detail to know that it was an antique store, because there's nothing about the Ninja Turtles that screams antique store. It's not like my guess was a pizza parlor. Had it been a pizza parlor, it would have been totally fair because that's the Ninja Turtles.
And like it wasn't even, I don't think in the comics or in the old cartoon they lived over an antique shop, so you could have guessed that.
Some people love this movie and they knew that.
Right.
Answer. Bibiani knew it. Christopher Michael Woodburn, who's hosts Schmoed All Access, I think, he texted me or sent me a Facebook message and said, you know, I knew, and so people know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've never seen My Own Private Idaho, but I've seen the cover of the box.
And
I've referenced the movie before, and I just happen to know the 2 lead actors because I just know what that movie is.
Right.
So that's like, I don't have to have seen it. I just have to know what it is.
And that's where the varying levels become something that it feels like you get punched in the dick.
Yeah, it's like that. It doesn't feel like losing on that question. I mean, I feel for Kalinowski on his Inner Geekdom.
One of the hardest questions ever asked.
Yeah, it's totally ridiculous, ludicrous, impossibly hard.
Not one person has known the answer to that question that wasn't there that day.
That match has aired, right?
Yeah. And if not, then whatever, who cares? No, it has to, because Mara's already announced competing in it.
Yeah.
Last time I think we spoiled something, we had to like fix it really quick, so we don't ever want to do that.
Ever again, yeah.
Yeah, man, so then, you know, the match ends and you lose to John, and like, what is it like afterwards? What's he like? Like, is he...
Totally respectful, totally...
He probably knows he got away with one.
Shouted at, yeah, definitely. He shouted me out in the post game. Nothing but respect. You know, you never take Ben Bateman lightly. You know, we went over and had, like I said, some dinner and a couple of drinks across the street. And on the whole, I find talking to Rogan to be pretty reasonable. I don't think that he's like it's not like that shit that I'm talking about is his MO.
Right.
I don't think that's like
that's probably
what you come to expect. It was more like it took me. I was taken for a loop in the match for a second, and I didn't quite know how to react. But afterwards, obviously, you know, my role in this tournament is now over, so I have to look forward to my Riley partnership, which I'm excited about. And you got your Riley match, and at the end of the day, I am as excited and hopeful about your singles career going all the way right now for the credibility it brings to the Action brand as anything. And so that's, I mean, truthfully, like, we only have so much time and so many opportunities to compete.
True.
So, you know, I'm going to invest in trying to get you prepped up for this match.
Yeah, man. I mean, hell, if you and I end up holding the team belt and the singles belt separately as entities of Team Action, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
100%.
Be crazy.
I'll just stab Riley and become the team belt champion as well.
We're just gonna Alexander the Great the Schmodown. We're just gonna conquer all of it.
It's gonna be wonderful.
It's gonna be terrific.
Yeah, guys. So I think, unless there's anything else that you want to add in about your match with Rocha, we got another one of these coming up with my reaction to when I get to play Riley. Hopefully, it will be a little bit
very positive. Not quite as much of a moratorium.
Yeah, because we hate losing, and then obviously we are going to react when you do play your team match, and I'm really bummed I'm not going to be in the team tournament at all. Just didn't work with scheduling. I don't have to play any kayfabe with you guys. It's not working. I'm working on other stuff right now, which I'm really excited about. But I did tell Ben, I was like, my favorite thing about the Schmodown is you and I competing as team action. So it wasn't as hard for me to walk away from the tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, I think you and Riley could really do some serious damage in this tournament.
Should be really, really fun. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to cut this one short because we've got more of these coming with other matches airing very soon. But as always, we thank you guys so much for supporting. Be sure to subscribe to the Team Action YouTube page. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. You can find me at Ben David Media.
You can find me at Andrew Guy. You can find us at Team Action Show on Twitter. And guys, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/teamaction. Check out all the tiers, especially the $10 tier and above. We've got a drunk watch-along coming along. And guys, if you don't want to contribute every single month, maybe you can't afford to, maybe you just don't know if you like us enough, you can just go to Team Action After Dark, patreon.com/teamactionafterdark to join us for one-time $10 payment to do a drunk watch-along with us, which I think we're going to have Bobby Gucci on.
I think my manager in the teams tournament, Dagnino, is going to be our companion, and I think it's going to be for Mission Impossible 3. So September 15th, I believe, at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will be streaming that live. So check that out. But yeah, as always, guys, thanks for the support. We'll be back soon.
Yeah. We salute you.
We salute you.